Summer ought to be a time for being outdoors, having fun with family and friends, but if you suffer from hay fever, this time of year can be completely miserable. That's why it's this week's Summer Health Bummer. Hay fever affects 1 in 5 people at some point in their life. Recent research suggests hay fever is now twice as common in cities and towns as the countryside, owing to pollution trapping pollen and keeping it at ground level within breathing distance. So, what is hay fever? Well, it's usually worse between late March and September, especially when it's warm, humid and windy. When the mouth, throat, nose and eyes come into contact with airborne allergens and you get a reaction. And the reaction is usually symptoms of itchy, watery eyes, itchy throat, sneezing, and seeing as it kicks off with tree pollen in late March to early May, then grass pollen from mid-May to July, and weed pollen from July to September, hay fever sufferers really get defeated by their allergy. If you get any of these symptoms very badly, your pharmacist or health professional can recommend medication to bring them under control. But what can you do to combat hay fever without reaching for the antihistamines? Tackling hay fever effectively naturally means a combination of lessening the immediate symptoms, reducing the strength of your allergic reactions, and limiting your exposure to pollen. Here's how. Fast relief is what we need here. Cooling eye drops can help stop the vicious circle of rubbing your eyes and making them worse. Use either plain distilled water or a mild medicated product from your pharmacist. Gargling with a mixture of a few drops of apple cider vinegar in a glass of warm water is excellent for soothing an itchy throat. Now you're probably going to be using a lot of tissues, so using moistened balsam tissues will trap more pollen than regular ones, as well as being kinder to your nose. When your symptoms are severe, why not try a hot bath laced with an essential oil like lavender? The idea is the steam will remove pollen from the air and soothe your eyes and your nose, while the anti-inflammatory properties of the lavender oil vapours will help calm your allergic reaction. Now in the longer term, it's helpful to prevent flare-ups as much as you can. Some people believe that eating locally made honey can stave off the worst of hay fever. The theory is that you're exposing yourselves to small amounts of local pollens and building up a resistance. There's no significant scientific evidence behind the idea, but if you like the taste of honey, it's certainly worth seeing if it works for you. Choose natural, unprocessed honey made locally and start eating a raw tablespoon per day, at least for 2 months before the start of the pollen season. The scientific evidence is much stronger in the case of vitamin D. A deficiency is known to have many effects on general well-being, including a higher risk of allergies and stronger symptoms when they occur. The best way to get your vitamin D levels up is regular exposure with bare skin to sunlight, which prompts your body to make it naturally. Of course, going outdoors may be difficult in the pollen season, so taking supplements is a good practical alternative. The good news is there's no reason to stay hidden away indoors if there's pollen in the air. Taking a few steps to reduce your exposure to pollen can help enormously. Try wearing wraparound sunglasses to stop the breeze blowing pollen into your eyes, and wear a hat to prevent it from getting trapped in your hair. Always drive with your car windows closed and consider adding a pollen filter to your air conditioning system. There are also things you can do to reduce pollen levels at home. Remove your shoes and outer layers of clothing as soon as you come home, ideally before you enter the main part of your home. Next, head straight for a shower and change into fresh, pollen-free clothing afterwards. After doing your laundry, dry your clothes indoors rather than hanging them outside. Close all your windows overnight, mainly if there's a breeze. Now, I know most of us hate vacuuming, but step up your vacuum cleaning game, as doing it as often as possible can help keep pollen dust under control. Don't forget to vacuum furniture, and large exposed surfaces as well as the floor. It can also help to wear a face mask while doing this in case you disturb pollen-laden dust. Try adding a humidifier to your bedroom. Humid air will trap more pollen and reduce the amount you breathe in whilst you're sleeping. Now, what I've found from talking to patients with hay fever is that we're all different and respond to remedies with varying degrees of positivity. So, whilst I can't guarantee any of these alternative remedies will work for you, they've worked for enough people for me to say they're worth a try. If any work for you, let us know in the comments. If your hay fever still makes summer a misery, then good old antihistamines are your best friend. However, you'll enjoy better results by attacking your allergy on all fronts, and in mild to moderate cases, medication might not be needed at all. But if you suffer from hay fever, what do you do to help relieve it? Again, share them in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.